Know the top stories of the day. Understand the issues that matter. This is Manila Bulletin News on Web. Your quick rundown of top news in the country and around the world. Manila Bulletin, celebrating 120 years of timely stories and timeless truths. Be fully informed.
Hi, I'm Barbie Atienza. This is MB Now, and here are your news on web. President Duterte has conferred the Order of Lapu-Lapu to the soldiers who were killed and wounded in a military airplane crash in Sulu on Sunday. Duterte made a visit to the Western Mindanao Command in Zamboanga City a day after the Philippine Air Force C-130 plane crashed in Pateros, Sulu, killing 50 of its 96 passengers. Upon arrival, President Duterte visited Camp Navarro General Hospital to award the Order of Lapu-Lapu with the rank of Kampilan to the soldiers who were wounded in the mishap. Afterward, he proceeded to the Naval Forces of Western Mindanao to lead a symbolic conferment of the Order of Lapu-Lapu with the rank of Kalasag to the soldiers who were killed in the crash. In his speech, a visibly morose President Duterte said he was in deep sorrow as he commiserated with the soldiers. Duterte assured the soldiers and the family of the victims that the government will support them. According to the president, he wanted to pour in more funds for the armed forces of the Philippines. President Duterte did not talk too much and decided to cut his speech short, saying he would bawl in tears if he continued. The Department of Health believes it is possible for Metro Manila to achieve population protection against coronavirus disease by November. But Vergere said this is still dependent on the availability of COVID-19 vaccines. Vergere also explained that the low-risk COVID classification of the country in their previous report was factual and is really being computed. The said risk classifications are the ones really coming out of the situation reports of the DOH. She added that even though the country is at low risk, we still need to understand what is happening across the regions. It is not just the national picture we are looking at. While it is low risk at nationwide, many regions are still under moderate risk. For Vergere, the situation is still very fragile and that Filipinos should not be complacent during this time. The Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology, or PhilVox, has observed steam-rich plumes that rose 3 kilometers over the main crater of the Taal volcano in the past 24 hours. It still detected high levels of sulfur dioxide emission at an average of 5,299 tons per day as of Monday, July 5. In the past 24 hours, PhilVox also recorded 39 volcanic earthquakes, including 2 volcanic tremor events having durations of 3 to 5 minutes, 35 low-frequency volcanic earthquakes, 2 hybrid earthquakes, and low-level background tremors that has persisted since April 8. PhilVox said that the Taal volcano remains on alert level 3 due to continuous magmatic unrest. The public is prohibited from entering the entire Taal volcano island, which is a permanent danger zone. Communities around the Taal lake shores were also advised to remain vigilant and take precautionary measures against possible airborne ash and fog. PhilVox asked residents around Taal Lake to calmly prepare for possible evacuation should Taal volcano's unrest intensify. Here is a roundup of news in and around Metro Manila. Let's watch this report.
The local governments of Muntinlupa and Pateros have suspended the vaccination of people for the first dose due to lack of new vaccine supply from the national government. In an announcement Monday, the Muntinlupa City COVID-19 vaccination program said the first dose vaccination will be suspended for 2 weeks. As of July 3, the Muntinlupa City government has already vaccinated 151,664 individuals with their first dose, equivalent to 39.3% of the target population of 385,725. On the other hand, the Pateros Muntinlupa government also announced the suspension of of the first dose vaccination. As of June 23, 26,909 individuals have received their first dose, or 56.51% of the target population of 47,619 of Pateros. A total of 4,095 individuals have received their second dose, or 8.6% of the target population. Valenzuela City has ranked first among Metro Manila cities with the highest number of COVID-19 vaccine utilization rate. Based on the data from the country's Regional Vaccination Operations Center, Valenzuela City bested 16 other cities in the National Capital Region in terms of vaccine inoculation rate after it was able to administer 92% of its all COVID-19 vaccine supply from the national government. Because of the city's speedy vaccine administration, the local government had to temporarily stop inoculating its residents on Sunday, July 4, while waiting for the new batch of the supply from the national government. The Manila City government has given houses to more than 200 families through the Base Community Housing Project on Monday, July 5. Manila Mayor Francisco Isko Moreno Dumagoso led the opening of the housing project, and about 229 units will be given to 229 families. During the opening ceremony, Dumagoso and Vice Mayor Maria Ciela Hani Lacuna Pangan also broke ground for the construction of the Base Community Park. Dumagoso also announced that the city government will build an additional 1,000 condominium units for the public housing in San Lazaro, San Sebastian, and Pedro Hill.
Now, let's take a look at the latest news in other parts of the country. Here are the details.
A policeman in Pangasinan allowed the 3-year-old girl to hug her father outside his cell, drawing praises from netizens who cited him for his selfless act. The little girl, accompanied by her mother, went to the local police headquarters, claiming she already missed her father a lot. Police Staff Sergeant Reynante Flavio was touched when the little girl approached her and said that she misses her father and asked if she could hug him. Flavio allowed her father to go out of his cell so that she could hug him. Netizens praised the policeman for his action, and some even shed a tear when they saw the girl crying while hugging her father. The Department of Environment and Natural Resources recently released 84 baby green sea turtles off the coast of Tabiao Town, Antique Province. DENR Region 6 Regional Director Livino Duran said that more sightings of sea turtle hatch in Antique indicates a healthy ocean ecosystem. While the International Union for Conservation of Nature considers the green sea turtle as endangered, it is thriving in Antique. DENR Region 6 lauded the provincial government of Antique for its strong implementation of the Turtle Conservation Program. 6 doctors and a nurse from Davao City were deployed to Zamboanga City on Monday, July 5 to provide assistance in the treatment of soldiers injured in the C-130 aircraft crash in Patikul, Sulu. Mayor Sara Duterte said the city government of Davao was extending support to Zamboanga as a sister city and that it was constantly communicating with the Zamboanga city government to ask how it could help. The medical team, composed of burn specialists and surgeons, also brought medical supplies needed for the patients. Duterte also clarified that sending volunteer medical doctors to Zamboanga City will not hamper the efforts of the city to address the COVID-19.
Now for the updates from around the world, here is that report.
Indonesia on Monday called for the nation's oxygen supplies to be sent to hospitals overflowing with coronavirus patients as fresh cases and deaths hit new records. Oxygen producers have been told to allocate their stocks to the medical sector as the country is battered by an unprecedented wave of infections driven by the highly contagious Delta variant. An emergency refilling station was set up in central Jakarta, while rickshaw drivers in the city of Bandung delivered tanks to homes where virus patients were isolating. Mosques, parks, shopping malls, and restaurants were shut in hotspot areas, while non-essential employees were ordered to work from home. France could see a new spike in COVID cases by the end of July due to the spread of the more contagious Delta variant of the virus, the government spokesman said Monday. A fourth wave of infections is a possibility by the end of this month, echoing a warning issued by the health ministry late Sunday. Several countries, including Britain and Russia, have already seen alarming jumps in the new cases because of the variant, which was first identified in India. French officials acknowledge that not enough people are getting vaccinated despite ample supplies, while could lead to a rise in cases. Pope Francis was recovering in hospital Monday for surgery for an inflamed large colon, a potentially painful condition that could see him bed-bound for several days. The 84-year-old pontiff was admitted to Rome's Gemelli Hospital Sunday for a scheduled operation under general anesthetic for symptomatic diverticular stenosis of the colon. Afterwards, Vatican spokesman Matteo Bruni said he had reacted well to the surgery. The Vatican said it could not confirm how long the stay would be.
Here are the latest in showbiz. Let's watch this.
Richard Donner, a prolific filmmaker who directed the first Superman movie, The Goonies, and other blockbuster hits, died on Monday at the age of 91, the US media reported. Donner's assistant confirmed his death, but no cause of death has been revealed yet by Donner's business manager and producer wife Lauren Schuler Donner. Donner's other credits include the 1976 horror film The Omen, the Lethal Weapon cop franchise with Mel Gibson and Danny Glover starting in 1987, Scrooge in 1988, and his final movie in 2006, 16 Blocks. Donner was born in Bronx and grew up in New York before attending New York University and joining the US military.
And the latest news from Manila Bulletin Sports section. Let's watch this.
Alex Eala guns for a third Grand Slam girls double crown when she pairs up once again with Indonesian Priska Nugroho in the Wimbledon Juniors Championships. Eala and Nugroho are seated third in the event and are scheduled to clash with Japan's Erika Matsuda and United States' Valencia Su in the opening round late Tuesday, July 6. This would be the second Grand Slam Juniors event that Eala and Nugroho are preparing with. They first paired up and won the 2020 Australian Open girls doubles title.
Don't forget to tune in to MB Now tomorrow to catch the special Tech Talk segment that will highlight how Oppo delivers humanistic technology to its consumers. Those are the news on web today, July 6, 2021. For more news and details, get your copy of the Manila Bulletin newspaper tomorrow, or you can log on to www.mb.com.ph. Or you may also subscribe to our newsletter through the link on this video's caption to have the day's latest news delivered to your inbox. I am Barbie Atienza for Manila Bulletin. Join us again tomorrow. This has been MB Now. Be fully informed.